Hello, Professor and classmates. My name is Amanda Stafford, and this is my Week 4 video assignment. For this speech, I chose Pope Benedict XVI's In This Place of Horror speech. On May the 28th of 2006, the Pope visited the place which the Nazis had called Auschwitz, and he became the second Pope to walk those grounds. Pope Benedict gave the following address. To speak in this place of horror, in this place where unprecedented mass crimes were committed against God and man, is almost impossible. It is particularly difficult and troubling for a Christian, for a Pope from Germany. In a place like this, words fail. In the end, there can only be a dread silence. A silence which is itself a heartfelt cry to God. Why, Lord, did you remain silent? How could you tolerate all of this? In silence, then, we bow our heads before the endless line of those who suffered and were put to death here. Yet our silence becomes in turn a plea for forgiveness and reconciliation. A plea to the living God never to let this happen again. 27 years ago, on June the 7th of 1979, Pope John Paul II stood in this very place. He said, "I come here today as a pilgrim. As you know, I have been here many times, so many times. And many times I have gone down to Maximilian Kolbe's death cell, paused before the execution wall, and walked the ruins of the Birkenau ovens. It was impossible for me not to come here as Pope. Pope John Paul came here as a son of that people, which along with the Jewish people suffered most in this place, and in general throughout the war. 6 million Poles lost their lives during the Second World War, a fifth of the nation. He reminded us. Here too, he solemnly called for respect for human life and rights of nations, as his predecessors, John the 23rd and Paul the 6th had done before him, and added, "The one who speaks these words is the son of a nation, which in its history has suffered greatly from others." He says this not to accuse, but to remember. He speaks in the name of all those nations whose rights are being violated and disregarded. Pope John Paul II came here as a son of the Polish people. I come here today as a son of the German people. For this very reason, I can and must echo his words. I could not fail to come here. I had to come. A duty before God for me as the successor of Pope John Paul II, and as a son of the German people, a son of that people over which a ring of criminals rose to power by false promises of future greatness and the recovery of the nation's honor, prominence, and prosperity, but also through terror and intimidation, with the result that our people were used and abused as an instrument of their thirst for destruction and power. Yes, I could not fail to come. How many questions arise in this place? Constantly the question comes up, where was God in those days? Why was he silent? How could he permit this endless slaughter, this triumph of evil? The words of Psalm 44 come to mind. Israel's lament for its woes. You have broken us in the haunt of jackals and covered us with deep darkness. Because of you, we are being killed all day long and accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Rouse yourself. Why do you sleep, O Lord? Awake! Do not cast us off forever. Why do you hide your face? Why do you forget our affliction and oppression? For we sink down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up. Come to our help. Redeem us for the sake of your steadfast love. This cry of anguish which Israel raised to God in its suffering at moments of deep distress is also the cry for help raised by all those who in every age, yesterday, today, and tomorrow suffer for the love of God, for the love of truth and goodness. How many they are, even in our own day. We cannot peer into God's mysterious plan. We see only piecemeal, and we would be wrong to set ourselves up as judges of God and history. Then we would not be defending man, but only contributing to his downfall. At Auschwitz-Birkenau, humanity walked through a valley of darkness. And so here in this place, I would like to end with a prayer of trust, with one of the Psalms of Israel, which is also a prayer of Christians. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. Thank you.